The case that we picked was the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court case, and this took place in Pennsylvania, and it was decided by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court in early 2018, and then they addressed the congressional district map, and it was found to be unconstitutionally gerrymandering.
So the political party at the time benefited mainly the Republicans from the 2011 map, in which the Republicans held 13 out of 18 seats, even though the votes were split evenly. But a new version of map was released, making it benefit the Democrats more and gave them up to 3 seats in the 2018 midterm election. The Democrats won a majority of vote, which was 183,000 votes, meaning a majority of 5-2.
Is a gerrymandering tactic where people from a specific group are split into multiple districts, and then that way they become a minority in each district and they have less voting power. And packing and cracking are usually used together. Packing is a tactic where a lot of opposing voters are grouped together in a couple districts, and then that way the districts that they're in are in favor of whoever created the map. And in this specific case, the map for Pennsylvania was made by Republicans, and that way the elections were rigged in their favor. And Pennsylvania was using both of these tactics to minimize the voting power of Democrats, even though in reality the votes were split 50-50. And the 2011 map was one of the most gerrymandered maps in the country, and it gave Republicans an unfair advantage of having more than 70% of the seats to their favor, even though the votes were split 50-50. And if you were a Democrat in Pennsylvania during 2011, your vote was basically worth less than a Republican's.
There was 3 important court rulings for the Pennsylvania versus State Supreme Court case. The first court ruling was on January 22nd, 2018, where the Supreme Court issued an order declaring that the congressional map clearly, plainly, and palpably violated the state's constitution's free and equal elections clause. The second court was on February 19, 2018, and the legislature and governor failed to agree on a new map. So the state Supreme Court implemented its own remedial plan for the 2018 elections. The third and last court ruling was on October 29, 2018, and the Supreme Court denied the petition for a writ of certiorari, leaving the Pennsylvania Supreme Court's decision intact.